Hello, hello. Happy Monday, June 29th, 2026. How is everybody? Sorry I'm a little bit late. I just got a shipment in. Hello, David. Hello, Fuzzy. Juicy. Russell. I think it's a one iron. Even God can't hit a one iron. I think that's what it is. Because if you've ever played golf, hitting a one iron is really pretty tough. Boy, I look pretty ragged. Anyway, whatever. I used to like the one iron. I had a one iron. Um, Happy birthday. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you. Um, yeah, I just got a big shipment of Clairefontaine paper in today. So I've been working today to try to get that ready to go on the website. So hopefully it can get up on the website later today. So lots of good stuff there. Thank you, Fuzzy. Thank you. I've been asked birthday pens. I've been asked at least twice this morning and at least once yesterday if there was a pen that I wanted. Greetings, Ron. And I have declined every time. So I think Lisa and I are going out to dinner tonight, or dessert tonight and dinner tomorrow night. I'm not really sure. So that's about. I did get maybe I know some of you are going to be jealous, totally jealous. The largest bottle of Rapidoids they make. So now I have no excuse. This is a, what is this? 32 ounce. It's almost 1 full liter of Rapidoids. Yes, it is my birthday today. June 29th. And coincidentally, one day before National Corvette Day. Yeah, isn't that something? It's huge. I mean, it's a bottle of Waterman ink by comparison. So yeah, tomorrow's my birthday on the 29th. National Corvette Day is on the 30th. So we can celebrate. And I think yesterday was Adolf Sax's birthday, the inventor of the saxophone. Will that shift India ink? Yeah, this is supposedly this is good for technical calligraphy pens, dip glass pens, airbrushes. It's sort of like the gold standard. I've never really had much of it. I've had some in the past, but it is like if water doesn't work, then I should buy a new vet. Yeah. No, I like the one I have. It is best for India or shimmer ink. Yeah. Yeah. So, as my grandmother would say on her birthday, 36 and holding. I would say we have a problem when I get older than you then. Yeah. So I am 36. And, yours is tomorrow, Omaha. All right. Nice. Yeah, late June birthdays. They're all right. It kind of sucks when they're on a Monday though. So, I was thinking about I've got like another 6 years until it's on a weekend. Oh well. There's got to be a probably 5, right? Because there's going to be a leap year in there. So in 5 years, it'll be on 4 years, it'll be on a Friday. So anyway, yeah, you got to have it on a Monday once in a while. Yeah, nothing real, not great in the middle of the week. Yeah, I know. Lisa's is on a Wednesday this year, so we'll see what she wants to do for hers. Hers is in a month. But yeah, Lisa asked me if I wanted a pen, and I said, you know what? I'll grab whatever I want when I want it. I don't have to have anything special for my birthday. I don't know. She's been weird all day, and maybe it's because I was a little funky this morning. And she's like, well, do you want to go to dinner? Do you want to go to dessert? What do you want to do? I don't feel much different today than I did yesterday. Gary, hello. How you doing? I think I want a desk set instead. You know someone that's really nice bowling theme, but I make an offer out there for anybody. Anybody interested in bowling? Do I have the desk set and matching mechanical pencil for you? The desk set actually has a hang on. Okay, thank you. Amazon. I have the desk set and mechanical pencil for you. If you like bowling, this has a beautiful radium German clock on it that doesn't work, and a trumpet that fits probably only fits probably a ballpoint pen. I need a birthday Kringle. Oh, I love Kringle. That's a good idea. We have these new Mike's. What are they called? Uncle Mike's Kringle shop. Some of the Kringles are really great. Some of them they're like, they try to stuff too much stuff in it, and it's just no good. I should show it. You want me to show it? Only because you want somebody else to take it. All right. Let me get the desk set. Hang on. This has been in my collection far too long, and I have no problem saying that it's been in my collection. Yeah, let's see. Did I say this has West German on it? Yeah, this is West Germany. West Germany. Check this stuff out, huh? Don't you need this? Don't people? And there's a little pen rest in the front here. Big marble, heavy base. We got a bowling pin on here. We've got this radium clock. Would you say the bowling set is striking? Yes, it is striking. Will I be Derek of Cornwall? Yay! You got your own account. Well, be treating myself to do desk set. No, well, I was thinking about it, but not this one. I've had this for a while. No branding on it. Got some green felts. I think it might actually have no, it doesn't have an alarm. But we got this beautiful bowling pin, and to complete, it probably did cost a small fortune when new. To complete the set, I have this beautiful, this is for Rocky Springs Bowling Lanes in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, a mechanical pencil with a bowling pin on the top of the pencil. The pencil does not work. The clock does not work. None of this crap works, but it could be yours. Email me at hello@cardinalpens.com and help me out. How's that for a sales pitch? None of this crap works. Please take it off my hands. Offer me something. And what a pain in the butt this would be to ship too, because it's heavy. It's heavy. And I think the pencil's got it. I mean, the pencil actually sort of fits in the trumpet. Isn't that goofy? The goofiest thing ever. I don't know. All right. Bowling pin is striking. Oh. Gary, you bought some Conway Stewarts. Did you go buy those at the North American Pen Auction on Saturday? I was briefly watching those auctions. There were no deals to be had. I didn't think. Anybody else follow North American Pen Auctions? Oh, my buddy Pierce Jarvis, he's the one that he's the one that owns and runs that, and good for him. I was really hoping that there was going to be, his consignment. There were some nice pens, really nice pens, but there were, from a wholesaler standpoint, from my side, There was nothing. Nothing. Yeah, I'll throw in 6 steak knives. That's not all. But wait, there's more. I mean, there were a couple pieces that I was really interested in, but I should have bought that. I should have bought that Century. I think that went for $185. But who knows what the top bid was? I mean, it could have been a $200 pen. It was one of the nicest pieces I thought in there. Yeah, it was so nice. It was really nice. Overfeed, taper cap. I mean, for me, it checks all the boxes. You know, if it's got taper cap, check. If it's got an overfeed, you betcha. You know, it's a small Wisconsin company, check. Check, 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 check. 185, no check. Is it worth it? Yeah. You got 5 lots. Okay, so you're the reason I didn't bid. Because I was actually looking at, believe it or not, I was looking at those Conway Stewart lots. I thought those were really good lots. A lot of the stuff, you know, like the combos and the third tier stuff, and there were some other lots that I liked, but you know, Pierce is honest with his descriptions, and you know, and I don't want to deal with issues. I don't want to buy any more parts pens. You know, I want to buy pens that I can restore and turn around and sell. I don't need to add to the buckets of crap behind me. So I watched for a little while, and then I just decided, you know what, I just can't do this. So I hope you got some nice things, Gary. I hope you got all the things that I wanted. So anyway, what am I gonna do with this big thing? I gotta find a place for it. It can't sit on my desk until I need it. It's gonna go on the floor. All right. And then I had a deal. What was it? Saturday, I think. Somebody reached out to me and wanted to sell me a collection. I've blown my what? My filter? You just bought your first Conway Stewart, although not knowing anything about them, doing the research after, it appears it's a 58 with a cap of a 60. Yeah, okay. You got a lot of Waterman and Kaweco. Oh, the Kaweco, yeah, a Delta and a dual fold and permanite. I got an offer about on a lot of pens, and it was just hilarious. I really wanted to make the deal, but it was like all desk, almost 90% desk pens and some Esterbrook nibs, and I actually needed like at least 2 of the desk pens, but there was like 60 desk pens, 50 desk pens. It was crazy. Now, Fuzzy, you are, I can't believe this. Fuzzy, you're going to be my good luck. You asked about the auction. I literally just now got an email with a link of how to pay, because I couldn't figure out how to pay it. There was no indication anywhere, not on the website, not on the Invaluable website, not on the auction website, of which I had created an account, not on the invoice, not on the email that accompanied the invoice, and they just emailed me saying, here's a link to pay. Like, yes, that's my birthday present to myself, because they'll get that shipped out right. So I'm definitely getting that paid today. But I'm stoked. I'm stoked that when that comes in, like that night, I'm not doing anything. I'm sorting through it, because it'll be super, super fun. Someone else you knew was asked to buy that collection? Get out. The seller was delusional. Don't tell me that you know that we need to make money. They told you about it this morning. This is somebody I know. Don't tell me you need to make money and you don't need to make market value, and then tell me you basically price things out at market. I guess, you know, I don't know. I look at wholesale at like, and for people who don't know, probably, yeah, okay. For people who don't know, the way I approach things when I buy large lots, no one's paying. Did he give a price? Well, whatever he wants, nobody's gonna pay. I mean, he wanted 100. He said he was gonna get $150 for that Parker Lucky Curve. It had a green apple green Mari taper on it. Okay, cool pen, heavily discolored taper, obviously not working. Who knows the condition of the nib? I have no idea. You're gonna get 150 for that? Yeah, it was bad discoloration. I mean, I could barely tell. I thought it was yellow. It'd probably crack when you repair it. Um, I look at things. What I start with is I start with 20%. If you figure what is, and it's in flux, and different people do different things different ways. But I try to calculate what is the final selling price going to be, and then I pay 20% of that or less. You would offer nib value. I mean, I almost did because most of the stuff had sealed nibs. But, he was going to get $400 for 20 nibs. That's ridiculous. It's not possible. And I don't buy that they were all new old stock either. But I calculate what I think the final selling price is going to be to the best of my ability. I calculate 20% of that, and then I adjust down to the nearest whole number. Because what's going to happen is you're going to get something, and there's always condition issues that you have this many pens. So you've got 100 pens. Well, immediately you're going to find that 20 or 25 of them are bad in some way, shape, or form, and you can't repair them. Boom, now you're down to 75. Out of the last 75, there's going to be another 10, 15, 20 of them that have maybe some other issue or need some other part where the price goes up, or it's not what you thought it was, and the value is less than what you made it out to be. And then, okay, so now we're down to 40, 45, 50 pens, 55 pens. Stuff breaks when you repair it. If you end up with, out of 100 pens, honestly, out of any given lot, if you end up with 30 pens that are perfect and sell for what you think they're going to sell for, it's pretty much a miracle. So if you pay 20%, you do all right. But I didn't need 50 desk pens. I mean, 50. And 15 of them were Esterbrook. I defy anybody to show me that they have more desk pens, more Esterbrook desk pens than I do. I don't need another one. You wanted 10 of them? The Esterbrook's? I know you wanted the Sheaffers, but I actually wanted the Sheaffers too because I wanted to see if they fit some of my bases here. There was a one with the red band on the taper. I'm looking at the set right now, thinking, no, you wanted the Sheaffers. Yeah, I know. The Parker wouldn't have been a bad pen to have, but it's not a 150 pen any day of the week. It was, anyway. That's how it goes. They said it's easy to find pens for this. They are, and I bet you in that lot, if I want to pay retail or whatever delusional price he has, there will be 2 pens that will perfectly fit my base with flexible nibs, probably, or stubs. Stubs would be nicer. I prefer stub. Anyway, that's how it goes. So I didn't win at the North American Pen Auction. I didn't get that deal, and I thought that deal was going to happen, and then there was the crazy issue on Friday or whatever with the consignment deal that was going to happen that ended up not happening, but some crazy stroke of luck ended up walking in another store. So Yeah, it's not been a good week for pens, for buying pens. You picked up a local auction. Mont Blanc Sterling Silver Barley Pattern 144. Oh, so nice. So nice. I always say Mont Blanc's a lot of things. Mont Blanc is a lot of things. Um, are there better pens than Mont Blanc? Are they worth the money? When you're talking standard black plastic, yeah, there's better stuff out there. When you're talking solitaires and duets, that's a tough one because they're so nice. And a sterling silver barley pattern 144, it might almost be perfect because now it's probably a slightly thicker pen and it's got better weight to it. I'm not a huge fan of the 144, but you have your Sterling Mont Blanc ballpoint on your desk right now. You forgot how nice it is to use. I have the pen for you. If you want a nice Mont Blanc ballpoint, I have a great Mont Blanc ballpoint on consignment. Not all business is good business. Yeah. I mean, well, I know. And that money would have probably come out of my DC budget. And you can't buy it all. And you don't have to buy it all, which is what friends and my beautiful wife have always told me. You don't have to buy it just because they offer it. But sometimes you sit on the other side of the table and you feel like you have to be the savior of all these pens. You're probably too cheap for that Mont Blanc. Yeah, I guarantee you're too cheap for that Mont Blanc. And I mean that in the best possible way. In fact, I would probably be mad at you if you bought it. Like, what are you doing? Don't be silly. You took a minute with the sunshine cloth and made it blink. Yeah, those barley patterns, nice. I like the geometric myself. It's maybe my favorite. There was a geometric solitaire ballpoint that I had. I've told the story before. Usually what happens is if I say there's a pen that I want and I put it off and I say, okay, I'll wait till Christmas. This happens all the time. I'll wait till Christmas. If it's still here at Christmas, I'll take it for myself. It happened with the OMAS 360 limited edition. The teal, we had serial number like 1 or 2 or something crazy like that out of 88. Happened to that pen. The last king of pen we had here. Oh, good for you. Who told you I got to open this? I wonder. All right. So apparently, that was Lisa. Amazon comes in, FedEx comes in, they drop packages off. I'm like, great. Do you need a signature? No. Okay, good. Thanks. See you later. I'll deal with it after the stream. Well, Lisa comes in, she goes, well, this box is for you. You're supposed to open it. What is it? What did we order? I mean, I already got my Rapidoes. This is the Cardinal Pen Birthday Gift Receiving Department is what this was sent to. The Cardinal Pen Birthday Gift Receiving Department. I have no idea what this is. Hey, Ellen. Many welcomes from the just finished St. Louis show. How was it? Oh, look at this. Ah. Oh, I love these. Chocolate covered potato chips. David, thank you. I think we were talking about these at one point recently. Oh, I love these. I'm glad they brought them in. I didn't want them to melt. It's supposed the heat index today 107 or something here. Cardinal Pen birthday gift receiving department. I love it. Thank you so much. The problem is with those things, I can't eat just one. You thought me needed a treat. I know you don't need another random death set. Well, you know, this is more family friendly. Having a, I love those. Anyway, Parker dual folds, red marble, green marble, gray marble, dual fold green marble pencil set. Yeah, a lot of good stuff, huh? The show was good. Attendance seemed up, and it was great to have Mr. Dowdy visiting. Even better, a very great former co-worker showed up. And it turns out I started enabling her by bringing in a fountain pen to work a decade ago. Holy cow. Yeah, I had a lot of people ask if I was going to be in St. Louis. And I actually, for a brief minute, thought, maybe we should drive down. How silly would that have been? I don't know. But I don't know. Maybe next year. I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of on like an every other year cycle with St. Louis. And my concern is that it's just small enough to make me nervous that I'm going to make the expense to drive there, and I'm not going to buy enough to make it worth it. I'd say you were smart to avoid the heat, but it sounds hot up there too. Yeah, it's supposed to be a torture up here this week, all week. I do remember the last time I went to St. Louis, when I took the vet, I think the temperature in the car was 110. You really like that show, but it cost you $1,500 to go just last time? Yeah. Yeah, it was like 110 or something in the car, and it took about 45 minutes, and the air conditioning in the vet doesn't work all that well. I mean, it's now a collector vehicle. It's 27 years old. It was 103 when you visited the Gateway Arc, yeah. And I mean, it took 45 minutes, and you really can't drive on the highway with the windows down. It's really kind of noisy. But it took forever to cool down. You completed your Pelican Expo 2000 trilogy. Kirk Spearhead Humanity. Awesome. Good for you. Always a nice feeling, huh? More ads than normal in a usual matter of 30 minutes today. YouTube being YouTube, I guess, huh? Should we repair some pens today? We should repair some pens so I can get around to eating some chocolate-covered potato chips. If you've never had chocolate-covered potato chips, you have to try them. They're amazing. They're so good. Let's take a look at what we got today. I was such in a hurry I didn't even focus my camera. There we go. All right, so these are the ones. Looks like we're going to assemble and test today. Well, yes, that would be a good thing, David. Thank you. If you want to watch ad-free, you can watch on Twitch if you have Amazon Prime. And you can subscribe. Amazon Prime gives a monthly subscription to your favorite Twitch streamer, which enables you to watch ad-free. Cost you nothing. No ads. All that good stuff. And you still get a chat. Because I got a chat over here. I got a chat over here. So I know what's going on. All right. So we got these guys we're going to test out. And then I did get this special pen in from a client over the weekend. It's really, really nice. Be back in a few. All right. David's leaving at the worst time because this is such a spectacular pen. And let's take a look at this up close. This is one of those pens that really makes me jealous that I don't own this. Like, if this were an option for my birthday, this would be the pen right here. Ring top, sterling silver. It is fully marked. Anybody know what it is? The patterning should give it away. If you know your vintage filigrees. Yeah, Fuzzy. Yeah, wow. Yes, it is sterling silver over hard rubber. Lever filler. It's got this nice knurling on the end here. Waterman's? No, it is not a Waterman. The key, I think the key differentiating factor on this particular overlay are these, you see all these little hash marks in here? Waterman didn't do that. And this kind of Art Nouveau style overlay is a little different. It is nice. It's so nice. Yeah, only one brand did this. And once you know, every time you see this style overlay, it is not a 52V. No, it is not a Waterman. It's small for a Conway Stewart. Yeah, and Conways with overlays are really pretty hard to find. Now this is not easy to find either. In fact, it looks like, now that I'm looking at it, there was a name engraved maybe, and why did people do that? There's a name engraved and they buffed it out. No, it's not a 52.5. It's not a Waterman at all. There we go. And I know David knew this, so he wasn't going to say anything. This is a Sheaffer. Unfortunately, it's the wrong nib and the wrong feed. But the rest of it is pretty spectacular. And that's not really, I mean, if we had to, that would be reasonably easy to find. But what a beautiful pen. So you're lucky enough to have a Pilot Silver, but not in the same league as that beauty. Yeah, I mean, this is, I respect the fact that it's a family pen, but apparently it had been rolling around in the desk drawer for years, and they got it out. It just looks kind of weird with this later feed. I just hope it works. Although it has me wondering. No, it's in for repair. It's not. If it was in on consignment, I would probably buy it. Just because it's really pretty hard to find. Really, I have passed on Sheaffer Filigree overlays in the past, and I kind of vowed I would never do it again. If they were the right price, I will never do it again because they're so uncommon. So uncommon. And this is really, really very nice. But yeah, it does look like there was maybe a name engraved. Yeah, there was a name engraved, and they actually did do a terrible job. But why? So what makes me worried is, so we have a nib and a feed from like 20 years later than it should be, 20 or 30 years later than it should be, and we've got a name removed from the sterling. How difficult is it going to be to actually open this up? That is my biggest concern. And actually, I kind of want to open it up now, because then we can get it soaking while we put these guys together. But yeah, next time one of these comes across my my desk, I will definitely There is a small nick in the threads, but it doesn't look like a crack. So this is interesting. If you have the new Parker Icons book, which is the book about essentially pre-dual fold, the Lucky Curves. It's a fantastic book. If you don't have it, it's printed on demand, so it will hopefully always be available, but it's a great book. Hardcover, about $100. Actually, it's less than $100. If you have any interest in early Parker pens, get the book. It's very, very good. They do have a section on imprints, and of course, a number of manufacturers made many of Parker's early overlays, including Heath among them. But they also had a little system how you could determine who made the overlay by stars and marks and things like that. And so this one, interestingly enough, and I'll have to check the book and see if this even lines up. It may not. There's actually a star after the Sterling mark, which might give us a clue as to who the actual filigree manufacturer is. What are my thoughts on Yardoled? I don't own one. I think they make a quality product. They have for ages. If one dropped in my lap, I would probably be tempted to keep it. I'm not a huge fan of the clip, though. For whatever reason, I don't like the way the clip looks. Are Waterman ink bottle lapel pins rare? I have no idea. Oh, good. Okay, came apart. Whoever did this conversion here actually did an okay job, so I'm just guessing that they did it all. They did it all. Have you ever had the nerve to remove an overlay? Hold that thought. I love it when people ask me a question, and then I just happen to have an example or the pen that they're talking about. So the answer is yes. I have had the nerve to remove an overlay. This is a long-term project. This has been a very long-term project for a very long time. In fact, so long that I think we've gained patina on the nib. That's how long this has been. This is an Aiken Lambert basket weave overlay. And it is heavily brassed. You can see on the barrel where the overlay used to be. You can see a lot of marks on the barrel where it was clearly shaved down a little bit so that the overlay would fit. This is pre my Dr. G's days. This is an eyedropper. Here's the barrel overlay. Now filigrees are much more complicated and harder than a solid overlay, and eyedroppers are much easier than an overlay with like a Waterman overlay. You have to deal with the lever box, and there's a little extra piece of metal. Will I replate? Yeah, so the idea is, here's the cap. I mean, you can see this heavy brassing. The problem with the cap is there's no room to really grab onto anything. With the barrel, you know, you can kind of grab on one end here or on the end and then work the overlay. And quite honestly, I forget which. This only goes on one way. Actually, it probably goes on this way. This way. Yeah, it goes on this way. The original plan was, I do have a plating set up. Electroplating. But I started to work on it, but I never really got the hang of it. And I actually, this is kind of embarrassing. So I bought the setup, and I bought all the materials ages ago, and I have the big jar of liquid nickel plate, the pre-plate, and then the gold that you can use for to plate it. And I use one of the bottles to keep as a doorstop at home. It's not something that you'd want to watch me do online, because it's just kind of I haven't figured it out yet, and I don't have the time to do it. One of these days I need to. But yeah, this was not easy. This was heating. I had the advantage here that this had actually shifted. So all you do is you heat it, and you keep heating it, and you keep pushing, and you keep pushing. And eventually it comes off. I had Joel Hamilton's help with this. You hear you only want to pull, never push. Yeah. I don't know what's. Yeah, see, in this case, it's got to come off this way. But I could still electroplate this with this on the cap. This was all sorts of really awful, so it made sense. Plus, it was not aligned properly because you could still see the black underneath. So it made sense to take this off. And I actually did get a little nickel on here, but the surface wasn't quite prepped right, so it's really not going to look right. So I have to kind of polish this down and get this other plate off before I can use the pre-plate and then do the gold. So yes, yes, I have. That's as far as I've ever gotten though, because I don't. It kind of sits here. It would be nice to have this in my Aiken Lambert collection, but for now, I think I did blacken the barrel. But it would be much easier on a solid overlay. This filigree stuff is. I mean, look how thin this is. It's very thin in these little junctures. I mean, one wrong move and you just crush the whole thing. So anyway, yes, answer your question. Yeah, and you notice how quickly I pulled that off the shelf. that's been in the works. I've had that thing. I've been working on that thing so long. I've had 3 stores. I've had 3 separate stores in the time it took me to get to this point. Is Lisa feeling better? Yeah, she's feeling a little better. She's still a little red. But it looks a little more natural now. I'm going to clean off the section on this. Let's clean out the barrel. We can get this soaking, and then we can assemble the rest of these. I have chocolate-covered potato chips. You love your yard of lead. It just needs the cap tightened a little. I wouldn't mind getting one someday, but I guess my thing is with yard of lead. Now they've been around a long time. If I'm going to pay that kind of money for a yard of lead, a sterling silver pen, I would rather buy this. Maybe in a full-size version. Beggars can't be choosers when it comes to these, but because that's what I see. When I see a yard of lead, I see a classic sterling silver overlay. I'm getting sack all over. I really hope it's not getting in my soda can. A bit of shellac in my soda is just extra protein. Is that what it is? Is it extra protein? You always have phone calls at the worst times. Well, if I haven't done it, the next time you come up, David, we should get the and we would need, we would need some time. But we should get the plating out. Plating machine. Gotta run. Happy birthday. Thanks, Fuzzy. Take care. Thanks for tuning in. All right, we're going to throw that in the ultrasonic. That's me. That's me away for the night. All right, Juicy. Thanks for tuning in. Nice lever action. You keep wanting to try plating? I learned from Bruce Mindrup and John Hall. And I say learned because I got the stuff, I have the notes, but what I really need is I need a second class on it. You know, Bruce used to do it. He doesn't really do it anymore, but he used to do it at the Ohio show. And you know, people would bring their dual folds or whatever, and you know, and he would take care of them and be done. So, but I really need to sit down and, you know, probably wouldn't be too hard for me to go to Bruce's place. He doesn't live too far from me. And sit down for a day and say, hey, listen, here's my equipment. Here's what I got. Let's go over this again. I got tons of junker pens I can work on. Do we think this if this pen doesn't come open, I don't think I'm gonna. It's been sitting all weekend. It's the rare occasion that a stylograph doesn't have a broken needle. Oh, and I got a PFM I got to finish up today too. Because I don't know if it's threaded or not. I gotta, you know, because it's not coming at all. I gotta remember to, if it doesn't come out, then try to turn it. Like this one is like, I don't know what they did to this pen. James, are you playing a banjo in your picture? Are you a banjo player? Looks like a banjo to me. Another thing you collect, that and pre-war Martins and Gibson guitars. So tell me if this is true. Since you're a, what would you, do you just call it a banjo player? You're not a, you know, if you play a guitar, you're a guitarist. If you're a banjo player, you're not a banjoist. You know, you're a banjo player. Is that what you call it? Just a banjo player? You play the banjo. Banjoist is a term. Okay, cool. Well, we'll learn something new every day. It just sounds wrong, doesn't it? I mean, like banjoist. So what I've heard, and I have no. I mean, I am a musician at heart. I have an undergraduate degree in music, and I played the trumpet at university for 5.5 years. Worked at a music company for 10 years. More like classical banjo, no bluegrass player would call themselves that. Oh, okay. My understanding is Steve Martin is supposed to be, reportedly, one of the best banjo players in the world. What is your take on that? And I mean, I've heard him play, and I think he's actually won, hasn't he won a Grammy Didn't he win a Grammy like last year or 2 years ago for an album he put out? Because apparently he always has a banjo with him on set, and whenever he's shooting a movie or he's doing something, if he has downtime, he's practicing the banjo. And I just found that fascinating. And then I heard him play, and I was like, if you get the, um, his cohort shtick out of the way, his banjo playing is pretty phenomenal. But I don't know if that's the truth or not because I'm not in on the banjo. He is very good, and he plays both Scruggs style and claw hammer, which is rare. Yeah, I should get his because I have seen him play on TV or whatever, and boy, it's not bad. He has won multiple Grammys. Yeah, I should listen to more of it. But I couldn't even tell you what Scruggs and Clawhammer is. It sounds like I don't know. It sounds like something I would name my dog, Scruggs. Martin Short, that's his. I'm not a big Martin Short fan, but Steve Martin, yeah. This pen is not opening up. Oh, 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 oh. What do we have here? I can't tell if this is coming looser or this whole thing is just going downhill quickly. Earl Scruggs, the undisputed king of bluegrass banjo. Think Foggy Mountain Breakdown. Chester Flat and Earl Scruggs. Clawhammer, early manner playing pre-World War II. Okay. I will. Is there anything on like Spotify? Spotify is my radio now. So if they ain't on Spotify, then this is not opening up. I can feel it getting soft enough. Oh, we got a banjo newsletter. Let me click on that. Ooh. 2017 Banjo News. Thank you, Ron. Take a look at that. I thought this was coming. Hmm. One more try, and then it's. I feel like I made some progress, so I'm not going to completely throw it back in the bin. Get out of town. I honestly did not think that thing was coming open. That's one instance. It's probably the last time. It's the last time this month I'm going to use these. Just for fun, let's take a look at this. Something interesting on there. Persistence pays off. Yeah, I was really getting close to, like, it's just not worth my time. I mean, it does move. I'm going to soak this part next because we do want to make sure that this is clean. It seems like it sticks a little bit, but I can feel it move, and it does. All right. I mean, is it a valuable pen? No, not remotely. Is it something that someone might be able to have fun with? Absolutely. So one of the problems you do run into, even if you only soak, and in this case, I only soak just past the threads because we want to get this part, is the water wicks itself into that hole or that crack where the section is, and it wicks itself into the barrel, which means inside of the barrel ends up getting wet and damp. You can kind of see this is wet, and this is at the end, the butt end of the barrel. So that is one of the problems you run into when you soak something for an extended period of time. Is that will happen. I don't really know any way around it. Because if you don't, you can't get it open. Before we go any further, let's... Will that pen go on the website? Which one, Ron? This PFM is not for sale. Okay. That's good. The other ones, yes, they will go up on the website. I can't believe somebody else got offered that desk set. Desk pen collection. Maybe I should have known if Pierce, and apparently I was referred to by Pierce. Maybe I should have known if he didn't want it. Where? Always have your cloth ready, because if you don't have it ready, then... You think the person responded to people who commented on his Facebook post? I didn't even see it. I got a message from him. Pierce recommended I contact you. I got no time for your nonsense. You posted it on Facebook days before. You saw it after we talked about it. I don't remember seeing it. But doesn't mean anything. The Facebook algorithm is something else, though. I was responding to a post yesterday, and it disappeared. Somebody removed their post by the time I got to making a reply. Contest officially ends when you walk out the door this afternoon? No, not really. I mean, podcast is on Thursday. So if it gets here by Thursday, I want to pick the winner before the podcast, so. Well, we had to give a deadline. So yeah, so I did get, I got one in today. Russell, I don't think I got one from you. I thought you said that you had sent something in. Oh, you sent the 3D cardinal that popped up. I want to say there was no information in the card. I didn't know who it was from. The cardinal actually came apart. It came apart. So it was like it opened up and it fell kind of flat. So I got to try to figure out how to get it back together so that it pops up. All right. Well, now I know. I got to get myself a PFM one of these days. All right, so that's good to go. What do we got here? We got a touchdown. Oh, this is a desk pen. They didn't put the note on the card when they sent it. I'll have to double check, but I was confused because I wasn't sure who sent it. Well, that works nice. I gotta seal that one up too. I keep thinking about taking this pen. It's a Sailor. This a large? That looks like a large. Profit 21. And it's a weird variant if you collect 1911s. Very early variant. I keep thinking, oh, maybe it's a standard size. I don't have my other one with me. But this pen this model has eluded me for many years. That's why it kind of sits over here and it's not made its way to the website because I kind of don't want to give it up. You asked them to write on the contest from I'm sure it didn't say that. I'm pretty positive. Because otherwise I probably would have brought it here on the stream. All right. What do we have here? I don't even oh, we've got this. Now, if anything needed replating, it'd be this guy. If this wyvern were in better condition, I would almost keep it, just because it has such the coolest nib. It's impossible to see. Oh, it's so great. It has to be one of the greatest nibs ever. I don't know if you can see this. If you haven't ever seen a wyvern nib before, and it's just so hard to focus. You see that? And there's a little, he's got a little arrow coming out of his mouth. He's breathing. Got his wings up. I mean, it has to be one of the greatest nib designs ever. At least that's what I'm going to say. Yes, I think that was it. Kind of want to take this J-bar out. Kind of don't think it's coming out. I have 400 dental picks on my desk here, and I'm never going to have the right one. Oh, this one. This is one of those cases where it needs to come out by pulling. From behind. It is a stiff. And I do mean stiff. It's fine. It's just I would like to clean it off. That's not working. You never have the one that's going to work just right. It's too thick. It's too wide. Not gonna work. Yeah, this is the only one. I guess we'll just have to clean it from the inside. Under. Well, this will be a problem when it becomes a problem. And I don't think it's going to be a problem. Oh, this was threaded. Okay, well, the threads are dirty. So before we make it harder to do anything, finally filled up my jar of microgloss. Been kind of a mixture of dehydrated number 5 and old number 1 for quite some time now. Oh, I know, Russell. I think you said something about a 3D cardinal, and I thought you meant 3D printed. And I was thinking, oh, I never get, that would be cool. A 3D printed cardinal? No, I didn't get one of those. All right, there, that's better. You know, of course, they don't ever line up, do they? What are the possibilities there's multiple thread starts on this? Zero. There are zero possibility that there are multiple thread starts. So your option is, I guess what the proper option would be to do would be to knock this out and realign it. Or enjoy imperfection. I mean, you open up a whole new can of worms when you do this. And this is why sometimes perfection can be good. But I think sometimes in vintage pens, particularly and I see this with people who like have to have pens perfectly clear, perfectly clean, and they they over clean something, or it's like taking Twisbees apart to clean them. On something like this, I mean, you have to knock the nib and feed out and then put it back in, align it up here. So you're running a whole lot of risks. We don't know how tight this is. You now run the risk of cracking the section. Good luck if you break the section, you got to find a new one. The model is Wyvern Prefect. Not perfect, Prefect. Prefect. So at least it's not perfect. That's why I hate threaded. I hate threaded lever fillers. Why do you do that to us? I guess we're going to enjoy what we can control, and that's... We're really going to keep this 1550 nib in here? I guess we are. Well, we'll see how bad this nib is. Now, what we have to check is to make sure that that sack didn't tighten up. Twist up in the process. We got a couple of shorties here. Perfect for somebody like Indy who likes shorter pens. I did yesterday something that I typically do every year about this time. Um, Usually it's on, since my birthday had last couple of years has been on, Friday or Saturday or Sunday. I always try to do my age in miles on the bike. And since, nowadays, doing my age in miles is not a simple chore, and it's a 3-hour event. I did it yesterday, and I did a 3-hour group ride, and it got my 55 miles in. So it was a little nerve-wracking at first because I meant to do the ride. I thought, well, this is going to be great. It's a perfect ride for me for Sunday. And there were about 29 people that were signed up for the ride. And by the time, it is a timed event. So by the time the 3-hour counter ticked down to 0, there were only 3 of us left. You fixed up a wall ring top with a 0 nib this weekend. Turned out to be a great rider. Yeah, aren't they? Surprisingly soft nib. Yeah, it's kind of stupid, right? Soft nib on a 0. Did you happen to see Paul Golan's 452 sterling silver floral filigree overlay on fountain pen Facebook page, mint condition? Yeah, I think I did see that this morning. It was a what was the pattern though? I don't remember it being. I don't need this heat gun on. You probably just put these pens outside in the sun and they'll be warm enough. Yeah, I thought it was a fairly it was a fairly common pattern, but nice in the box and all the papers and stuff. All right, first things first, I'm going to try this Wyvern. Yeah, original box, all the papers. Oh, hey, look. Oh! Yeah, it didn't twist up. It squirted all over me. Holy cow. Yep. She's good. All right, let's test these. We can move on to this Sheaffer. What else do I got over here? Bunch of pencils. I don't know what that is. I was tempted to buy a pencil for my birthday, but I thought that might be just too weird. I should probably just do it because I know what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm gonna change my opinion on pencils pretty soon. If Jonathan Velli would just like accept my offer to come to his place and learn pencil repair, I think the world would be a better place. I have more than my fair share of pencils that need to be fixed. And if they're really as simple as he claims they are, I would pay good money. I would pay good money to learn how to do that. So we need to work on Jonathan. Well, that's nice. Actually, very nice nib. Now I'm not going to worry about sealing this barrel up. It's tight. Really, just no need for it. Need to swap some water out here. Jonathan, if you're listening, and I know you're not, we need your knowledge. We need a class. And I would pay money for it. Because in the end, I would end up with, in theory, all sorts of pencils that would be saleable. All right, what do we think? 1550, extra fine, scratchy, smooth, hit it with hammer. Here goes nothing. Yeah, that nib is smooth. Decently smooth. Don't need to do anything to it. You just fixed 2 pencils while watching. You have 3 Parker pencils to list on eBay. 2 are dual fold. Want to do mine? What if I send you a box of pencils? All of those Newman pencils from that I showed off on the podcast on Thursday last week are now up on the site. There are some really super cool ones in there. The new old stock, stickers. All right, now this has an eagle nib. Although I confess I'm not 100% certain that that actually belongs on this pen. I don't know that I've seen an early eagle with a lever box. And I don't have any Eclipse that I'm aware of with the lever box that I can look at to match up if this is an Eclipse barrel with an eagle nib or what this is. You just got lucky fixing them? Yeah, you become a pencil collector by accident. You absolutely do. Plastic. Now, most eagles I've seen would have an eagle, would actually have an imprint, and there's no imprint on this whatsoever. It's just a kind of a little bit laurel wreath design on the end of the lever. No number. slightly off. It's not bad, but it's not perfect either. Come on. There's some unevenness in the tipping on here too. There we go. Well, whatever it is, it's a cute little pen from the 30s. Trying to resemble a chased pen. All right, next up on the small pen list, the little teeny tiny wall. Not quite as teeny tiny as the Zero. Doesn't really post very well. Oh my goodness. Someone gonna like this nib. Flexible, but doesn't have. It starts out kind of medium-ish. So maybe like, the Pilot Falcon soft broad, soft medium or something. Don't know that I got much ink in there because my ink bottle's low. It's a tiny sack. Didn't plan this very well. Oh, that was my last sheet of paper. All right, so this is going to be our experiment. Hello? People. Door opened, shut, nobody here. You know what? I'll get a different. I'm not going to use this. Get a different notebook pad. Hang on. This is my birthday. We're going to use the tandem bike. Number 5. Ooh, that's a nice nib. Oh my goodness. Okay. That definitely offsets the ugliness, the imperfection, the brownness of the jade. What does that write like on the Apica? That's really a fantastic nib. Hang on just a sec. God, I'm getting interrupted left and right. I'll be right back. I get a phone call. I got to take this. Okay, sorry about that. Assistance was needed for a car that was not running, so my evening plans have changed further. Um, this is fairly wet. I really probably should use something now. It's kind of a fine medium nib. It's not fine. It's not super medium. It's a great nib though. Really, really a great nib. Someone's on the phone ordering 14.5 desk sets? Yeah. No, battery assistance is needed. This is really it's an ugly pen that has really a fantastic nib. I like it. You're gonna be a great, great user. All right, and we got the touchdown yet. So my daughter is on her way here. But she never calls me, so when she calls, you got to pick up. You parents know how that works. You didn't know Cardinal Pen had a battery department, and you learn something new every day. Well, there's a birthday. What is it? There is a birthday gift receiving department. There is that. We have that. So, I mean, as we expand, we will expand into the battery department. All right. Well, let's get this desk pen working so we can. I still haven't got those last 3 desk pens on the site, but I'm almost there. They're next on the list. You know, I got enough time if she gets here. I just go home and take care of this now so I don't have to do it later. Ooh. This is a very fine nib. I'm not certain this is actually salvageable. I wish somebody was going to buy 14.5 desk sets. What's a half desk set? Is that a double without a... Oh. Well. There's the answer to that. As much as I don't like tipping breaking off on a pen, I really prefer it to happen here at the shop rather than 5 minutes after somebody gets it. So now I have to find another nib for this. I'm sure I have one somewhere. Just the base. Oh, it feels so nice too. Yeah, it's a 23 or 33 or something like that. I probably have one. This is the one. Yeah, this is a 23. This is one I pulled off of one of those vac fillers when I was at your house. But it was a pain in the butt to get it in there, too. All right, well, poop on that. All right, well, the dual fold was good. Let's spin these out, and let's. We should be able to stack up this overlay, and then I'm gonna go. By the time we get that done. You've been interrupted by work of all things today. Happy birthday. Thank you. Got your entry today, by the way, Kathleen. Just in the nick of time. I love the little paisleys in the cardinal design. I could also straighten out the other nib that I had for that desk pen, but it was pretty... It was just this shy of being worth my time to fix. And if you don't have a USB powered chargeable salad spinner, oh my God. Life changing. I'll look at that nib again. Okay. Okay. We're going to deal with that tomorrow. Work is very distracting. Don't recommend it. Well, if it actually pays you money, then And there is that. That's clean. This is good. Pretty good barrel size, actually. And the nice thing about overlays, we have the added advantage of the overlay to act as an insulator. There's plenty of, I won't say back pressure is not the right term, but there's plenty of pressure on that, enough pressure that it's tells me it's tight. It looks tight. It looks like it was um, put together nicely. I would love it if this had the correct nib, but there's some history in here as it is. You can imagine the repair shop seeing this and saying, well, that's an oldie but a goodie. Then outfitting it with a much newer nib and feed. Oops. I don't know where that went. Okay, that's good. Okay, we'll deal with later. All right, so good. These guys tested out all right. I'll look at this nib. I'm going to put this upside down so remember that. We'll work on this Juco tomorrow. We're going to double check this nib because the tines went out of alignment after I spun it out. We'll finish up the Sheaffer. Tomorrow I got to work on some Esterbrook's. Although I do have some more client pens coming in. I don't know when they're going to get here. So we'll do that. The spinner was too powerful. Yeah, I think the problem was it went in too far, and it might have actually touched the wall of the spinner. But it shouldn't be. I mean, it's somewhat soft, so I kind of hate adjusting soft nibs because they want to move. They want to move a lot, but they never want to move in the position you want them to move in. You can do this, and if I'm trying to move this nib down, I can do this, and then it just goes back up to here. So, anyway. All right. Well, that's it for now. I'm going to go see what my daughter needs me to do. Take care of her fiance's batteries. So we'll try to get that squared away. Lisa's off in a half hour anyway. So we're going to do that. Happy birthday and enjoy your dinner, dessert, curry. Yeah, all right. I might take the potato chips with me, is what I might do. Although if I take them with me, I might have to share them with my daughter, and she might actually like them. So anyway, thanks, Jason. Have a great birthday. I will. Yep. I think we're gonna make it span into tomorrow, maybe, because Tuesdays normally, if we're gonna eat out, it's usually on Tuesdays, and we're getting our hair done tomorrow, so there's that. Anyway, thanks so much everyone for tuning in. Have a great afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Be kind, be well, and we'll see you tomorrow. All right, take care, everyone. Bye now.